This question about a truck trying to fit through a tunnel is a really great example of how in data sufficiency, we don't necessarily have to do any work. We just have to wonder, would we be able to do the work if we knew how to do it? So we'll see how we can solve this question without pen and paper, and we're going to see that right now. So here's the deal. With statement 1 on its own, we have no idea how high the truck is. We don't know anything about the height of the truck, so we couldn't possibly answer the question. You see, with statement 1, we can tell that the truck is not too wide, but it kind of depends on how high it is. I can imagine that it's low enough that with this maximum width of 2.4, it can fit with no problem in the tunnel. But it could also get very, very high and eventually be too high for the tunnel. So only knowing the width is limited to 2.4 does not allow me to answer the question definitively. With statement 2 on its own, we know that the height is okay, meaning the truck could fit through the tunnel because the height of 4 meters is lower than the radius of the tunnel. So at the center of the tunnel, I know that the truck is fine, it's not too high. So if it's a very narrow truck, it should be able to fit in the tunnel without any issues. But if the truck is very wide, well, then it wouldn't fit. So statement 2 is not sufficient on its own either. Now, when we combine the two statements, we know the height, we know the width. I might not know the math in terms of how to use those things to figure out the answer, but I'm pretty confident that someone who does know the math, say someone whose job is to figure out whether a truck can fit through a tunnel, that person would be able to do it with this information. You know the height, you know the width, you know the radius of the semicircle for this tunnel, you have everything you need. Just go and figure it out. So even though I don't know personally how to do the work, I know that one could do that if one had to, and therefore the answer is C. Together, these statements are sufficient to answer the question. If you like this approach, be sure to check out my book. It's all in there. What do you want me to talk about in my next video? Type it down in the comments below and maybe I'll make a video just for you. Make sure you're subscribed and click that little bell icon below so you don't miss any future videos. See you next time.